Okay, we're back. So we received all of your questions that you sent us, and so now we're going to take some time, and one of my consular colleagues is going to answer all of these questions. Do keep in mind that a lot of the questions that have been asked, you would be able to find the answers on our consular webpage. And so if you go there and you look under visas or under frequently asked questions, it may take a little, but you can find a lot of that information already there written out.
Okay, hello. Thank you again for all your questions. Just want to remind everyone that you can find answers to many of these questions on our website under the visa section in our frequently asked COVID questions. Among the questions we received was some questions from K1 fiance visa applicants who asked whether or not we're now resuming routine processing, regular processing of K1 visas. We have been, while COVID has created some significant backlogs with our visas, we are now processing K1 fiance visas and have been for several months. We will go ahead and update our information with the National Visa Center to make sure that's correct. We're currently actually reaching out to the remaining K1 applicants that were in the pipeline. If you haven't heard from us already, you should hear from us soon, and when you do so, we ask you to just please follow the instructions, fill out the DS-160, and be in communication with us over email. We also received a question about the diversity visa lottery. What's happening with diversity visas? What we can tell you for now is that for DV 2021 applicants for this fiscal year, you should wait to be notified regarding the scheduling of an interview. As soon as we receive that notification, we'll be in touch on next steps. And then we'll process them as we get them in accordance with the prioritization of consular services. Moving on to non-immigrant visas, we received a question about what happens if I've already applied, but it was before the suspension of services during COVID. What will happen to my appointment? And we just want to let everybody know that the validity of your fee payment, also known as the MRV fee, has been extended until September 30th, 2022, which means that we did that so that applicants that weren't able to schedule an appointment have time to do so. So you have until that time to reschedule your appointment. And as COVID conditions permit us to here locally, we're trying to open as many appointments as possible, though capacity is extremely limited. But what we can tell you is please check the website regularly regarding the status of our services. Keep checking the appointment system website, and as there is appointment availability, people will be able to schedule. Okay. Along with that question was, what's going on with work visas. With regard to temporary based work visas that are petition based, there is currently availability for those appointment types. If your question is referring again to routine business and tourist visas, appointment availability does remain extremely limited. We have began processing those case types, but we have to keep in mind the safety and the health of our workforce and our customers. And for that reason, capacity will be limited. As conditions improve, we will do our best to try and provide additional capacity. The next question is, when are you going to process third country nationals for O1 visas? On our website and on our appointment system, you will see a notification that we are only processing non-immigrant visa services at this time for Serbian nationals and those that are resident in Serbia. Here in our consular section, we have to prioritize our services. American citizens are our top priority, followed by immigrants, fiance visa applicants. And then with the remaining capacity, we're trying to do as many non-immigrant visas as we can, with workers and petition-based visas, students and exchange visitors. After we service all those people, we're trying to provide as much capacity as we can for also routine tourist and business travel. So at this time, we can't process people that are not resident here in Serbia. As things improve, we will do our best to add capacity for those additional applicant types. Okay, moving along. I have registered and scheduled when can I expect to have an interview. And again, I'll just reiterate that with the ongoing pandemic, we have not yet resumed pre-COVID levels of processing, meaning we are unable to have such high numbers of people in the waiting room. And for that reason, we have to prioritize our workload. And for that reason, appointment availability for routine tourist and business visa travel will be limited. As we are able to add capacity, you will see those available slots in the appointment system on a first come, first served basis, and you can go in there and reschedule your appointment for an earlier date. Okay, another question about is there a way, I had a tourist visa, it just expired, is there some way for me to extend it without coming to the embassy? And in some cases there is. Non-immigrant visas, I should say, cannot be extended. However, there are some non-immigrant visa applicants who can renew their visas by mail. Those are people that meet certain age criteria, generally very young children or people over 79, or those people that have had the same visa type, full validity, that's expired less than 1 to 4 years ago, depending on the case. So what I can tell you that is you're going to go in and register, you're going to answer all the questions, and it's going to tell you whether or not you're eligible for renewal by mail. And just to note, there are cases where the consular officer may still need to call you back in for an interview. Okay, one more question here is, my visa is still valid, but it's in my expired passport, and I have a new passport. What should I do? You should travel with both. If you're going to the United States, you take your valid visa and your expired passport along with your new valid passport, and you go. It's not a problem. Okay. Some people have noted and asked, why is it that when I go into the appointment system, the first available appointment is March of 2023? Is that a mistake? And this goes along with what I had noted before, which is that the appointment availability is extremely limited, and you may see a date that is very far out because we don't have enough capacity in the short term to service everybody at once. So the first thing you can do is just continue to monitor. As there's availability, you can make a sooner appointment and reschedule your appointment. The second thing that I'd like to say is, for those of you that have a legitimate emergency and need to travel immediately, you can select the soonest available appointment and follow the procedures to request an expedite. And that will be reviewed by a consular officer who will make a determination. There's no guarantees that expedites will be approved. And in general, they're only approved for people that have urgent humanitarian need for travel. So you'll provide a justification for why you need the expedite. And the last question is not visa related, but more general. I was vaccinated. Do I still need a PCR test to enter the United States? And the question is, right now, yes, you still need the test regardless of vaccination status. I would urge people, though, before you travel to the United States, to go to the Center for Disease Control website and make sure that you have the latest information regarding entry requirements. But as of today, all airline passengers to the United States age 2 and older must provide a negative COVID-19 viral test taken within 3 calendar days of travel. Again, please check out the CDC website for the most up-to-date information on this.
Okay, so we hope that we were able to answer some of the questions that you guys had. We hope you find that information useful. And one of the last things that we really wanted to emphasize to you all is for those of you who are looking to travel to the United States, please keep in mind that some of the regional travel restrictions are still in place. For a lot of you looking to travel from Serbia to the United States, this would involve going through the Schengen area or the UK. Now there's some issues with that, and you should read up on all the information before you book your ticket. We're getting a lot of inquiries from those of you who are saying, I tried to check into my flight, I was not allowed to board by the airline. We receive those emails from you, but please note that we don't have any role in trying to fix this. This is something that you need to address, number one, with your airline, and then also the Department of Homeland Security. That's where this can kind of be addressed. And so we're going to put the website and kind of the link below, and so you can look at that for the Department of Homeland Security. But just a few last tips. Before you book your travel, before you travel, certainly check with your airlines about the route you're taking and is it going to be allowed. Number two, check our visa's webpage. We have information written out, we have the links there, and it's very clear, but you just got to look at that stuff. And the last thing, and this applies to all of the things that we discussed today, keep checking back on our webpage. Anytime that are going to be any changes in the services we're providing, we're going to write it there on our website for you to see. So go check out our webpage and keep checking it. Thanks, guys.